Going on, people? Today's topic, we're going to make it a little interesting. We're going to make it a little interesting. We're going live right now. I'm going live on this channel because it's a lot of things that's going on. A lot of things that's going on, especially in our culture. And I don't want it to get out of hand before me even saying, before I have to say something about it. I don't want to make it seem like all of this stuff got out of hand. And people coming back to me and saying, well, where was you at? You didn't have nothing to say in this. I'm saying it now. This does not need to be about a race war, race cards with the Shedeur Sanders thing. And it's going to be a few points that I want to point out as to why it shouldn't be that way. I'm not a big football fan. I'm going to tell you and I'm going to be honest with you. I used to be. It's not the case anymore. So I'm going to come from a perspective that I know about, which is corporate entrepreneurship, and I'm gonna come from that perspective because I'm not really big on sports. So who am I to say or give my opinion on facts or anything like that when that's really not the case for me? But I am into business and I know a lot about that. And one thing that I can say, the NFL is a big business that we all can agree on. And one thing about corporations like that, what they see and how they operate, how they make decisions, is all based on analytics. It's all based on statistics. But one of the most important things that they rely on, that they can account for, and that they can try and see, and that's liability. That's the one factor that they can always count on and always go on if they have nothing else. Meaning that if I don't know you, I don't know your family, I haven't seen you, what I can go by is the paperwork that's presented to me about you. What that means is, what's going on, Michael? Ryder the man, fart back to you, bro. Matter of fact, we'll make that a wet one. We'll make it like a Zerbert fart. Does anyone love you and who? Well, Michael, I'm gonna go. Let me go and address this chat right quick, y'all, because I see we might got some idiots up in here. All right, how much do you not pay in child support? Okay, Nate, I pay my child support. Let me get down and address this chat right quick, y'all. Boss man behind you. All right, what's your favorite prom flavor? This must be for somebody for Jake Paul. Yo, Bow Wow. This must be a little kid. I'm not gonna block anybody right now. I'm gonna let y'all make it today. I haven't gone live in a minute, but what I am gonna say, I'm gonna continue my story right quick. What I can say about this and companies that I do know about, the main thing is liability. And I want y'all to keep that case in point. Keep that in mind. Before I get this show started, before I get to running off everything, this is for entertainment. Everything is alleged, and you will find the contents of that for this being information for the fair use in my description. With that being said, let's get back to case in point. And my case in point is liability. And the reason why liability is such a major factor in corporations is because that's one aspect of their business that they can go by, that they can truly determine if they are going to win money, if they're going to lose money. And in corporate world, they have a thing called projections. And what projections mean is this observation may not be true as of now, but in the near future, collectively, the things and the assets that we have now, we can predict or pretty much predict, not a guesstimation, but make a prediction on how much we can make within so much time, the time frame that we have. All right, if you anybody in the chat, let's go ahead and stop this chat right now. If you're in the chat, you're liking what's going on, go ahead and give the chat a comment, give the chat a like. Make sure you share it because we're going to get into some detailed information. And the information that I got to get in is kind of critical at this point in time. The reason why is because there's so much going on, and the things that you say, it could lead in other directions if you know what I'm talking about. And this is the reason for me going live right now. This is a dangerous topic right now. This is a dangerous thing that's going on right now, and it shouldn't be. It can get dangerous. And the reason why is because they're trying to pull those race cars out. And that shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be the case in this point, especially when you're dealing with stuff like sports, because this all analytics, it's all statistics. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be anything to where we get in our feelings and think that, hey, this person don't like me. Don't nobody in the league like you, bro. I think they get it misconstrued because what I go by and what I look at when I see sports now, because I don't watch it no more, is that this is a gladiator competition. In every aspect of the whole business is competition in every way. You know, they're competing from the bottom to the top everywhere and everywhere around that environment is competition. And when you're dealing with something like competition all the time, you got to go back and you got to look at the probabilities of losing. That should be the first case in mind. And it shouldn't be this is what's gonna happen when I win. When you're a good business person, you don't think about your wins. Your decision making is your win because you thought to make a decision by looking at all your reports and coming to make a final decision on how much you're willing to spend and how much return you're looking to get back in your projection. So if you are a good business person, the first thing you need to be thinking about is your losses. So if you're not thinking about that, and like I said, case in point, the league, that's what they're thinking about. That's what they're going off of. They're going off of the analytics, the paperwork, and don't put yourself in the media. You've just given them extra analytics to go by. Now you're giving them judgment to go off of. I don't have to go off the paper now. I don't have to go off the statistics. I don't have to go off the numbers that you did in the training camp and the timing that you ran a 40 and a Columbine, nothing like that. If you're putting yourself out there in the media and you still giving yourself a, I want to say, an arrogant, egotistical type of character, because you're already putting out there that I'm this guy. But what corporations already know about is highlights because they're the number one manipulator as far as knowing how to highlight certain things or certain things in the area. Let's take an application for a job application. And the reason why I want to bring this up, and I can bring this up, is because, well, I I'm a working 9 to 5 guy as well. So I can pretty much say I fill out applications quite often. You know, going here and there to jobs and things like that. Don't you know that you can be and look at yourself and know that you are a number one candidate for a position? You know this. You know that you probably, it was your decision to leave the last job that you had based on your decision. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you that good, you know. But what they don't tell you is there's another type of application that they go by that's not on paper. And that application basically is like, it's saying like, is he good with working around people? You know what I'm saying? Is he arrogant? Little things like that that they don't mention in the application that they are feeling that you should be applying for. So my thing of it is the NFL is almost sort of like almost like content creator. And that league has a way of collabing with each other and letting each other know information. And they often negotiate first round, last round picks. What team, what person, is going to be a fit for a team. Those conversations happen. Those conversations happen, and you have to consider that basically because you never know the outcome of a person and how they may be and how they may fit with you. So you have to make other type of judgments other than what they may put on paper. Because I can highlight that. I can gaslight that application. People lie on their resumes all the time. People lie on their resume. Let me make that clear. People lie on their resumes all the time. Corporations done got smart. You know, they done got smart. They done picked up. They're a little bit back on being the coolest and the most trendiest. That's why they hire people. They're a little bit behind on that. So you know what they go by? They want to meet you face to face. They want to see who you really are, how you really are, how you carry yourself in public, because you're representing someone else's corporation. And when you representing or fist to be probably going to be the face of their corporation, you own it in a sense. But they don't want you to want you to get big headed and thinking that you know you own it because you don't. When it all comes down to paper, stocks, being on the stock market, they're gonna let you know who really running things. They're gonna let you know who really running that team. How are you taking about business projections as a forklift driver? How are you talking about business projections as a forklift driver? Okay, let me address Rando right quick. Rando. See, one thing about me, when you get to talking about me, make sure you do your homework. All right? Make sure you do your homework about me, buddy. Because this one thing that you don't know about, Not only do I have my own LLC, but I've also had my own corporation. Matter of fact, before we start talking about past tense, and before you get too big headed and I still got it. Yeah, I still got it. So I'm not like you, Rando, or however you spell your name, or however you say your name, because you're a bum, right? You're a bum. And let me tell you how not to be a bum. All right. You work a 9 to 5, you have other side hustles, you try to get a business. You know what I'm saying? Because hopefully one day you won't have to work your 9 to 5 and you can survive off your business and the things that you plan. See, that's I'm not gonna give that much attention to this bomb right here. What's your favorite prime flavor? Okay, Thor. I'm gonna address that right there because I don't know if you working for Jake Paul, like I said, and that could be a promotion. Or inside of Mac. Or inside of Mac. You remind me of Lightning McQueen. I don't know who Lightning McQueen is. I must have some youngsters. Man, put your age in the trap in the chat, bro. I need to know how old some of these people are that I'm talking this intellectual conversation with. Cause I don't address dummies. You're not on my level. So you first off put yourself not on my level by the comment that you said, by you mentioning that I'm a forklift driver. Because one thing you just mentioned is that I got a job. Yeah, I got a job and I'm making money. Even if I don't get views. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? See, don't make me cook you on here. I try to be as nice as I can be, but I'm really an asshole. Yeah, I like that confrontation. You picked the right one, bro. But I just don't have time for your ignorance right now, bro. It's too much going on. It's too much going on to be distracted by an idiot that want us to stay distracted and not talk about this nonsense that's going on. But you okay. I won't block you this time. I won't block you this time. Matter of fact, go tell your friends. Go get them to hop on this live too. And, y'all just get rambunctious. Call me nigga if you want to. That's cool too. But I can tell you one thing that you're not going to do. You'll never, ever, ever in your life, while you're on this chat, make more money than me, Buster. Been making money all my life, bro. And I ain't going to stop. Especially because of a bomb like Rando. All right, Steven Stutman, I'm 10. You're pretty cool. That's cool too. 10 years old, bro. I think, ain't it your bedtime? Why are you on this mug listening to grown folks? Do you even know this conversation? Do you even know what's going on? Because one thing we trying to talk about, bro, especially me, is, man, we don't need no race war. We don't need that, bro. We losing bad enough as it is to be trying to, they done already separated us to the fullest, you know? We don't have no comeback at all, I don't think. I mean, if there is, someone please let me know in the chat how much of a winning chance do we have at anything that's going on right now. And this right here, with them over sports, trying to make a race war, man, that's some crash dummy shit. I hate to tell you, bro. Somebody is setting setting somebody up. It's not gonna be me because I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm gonna let you know that now. But don't you get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in it. I'm trying to tell you. It's a trap waiting to happen. I can't speak. I have anything to say about Shedeur Sanders and the decision that they made for him. What I can say about it is what everybody else is saying about him. He seems like a good kid. Bro, I mean, he don't get in no trouble. But the liability be caused by the energy that you bring in. You have to think about that. Our tongue is a powerful weapon, tool that we possess that I don't think we really understand or fully understand the abilities of it. I think that people are finally getting a grasp, intuitive picture of how powerful we really are. I think they get that. I think they get how powerful we really are, and they can't have that. As a corporation, I kind of understand that, bro. You don't ever want to be the president of a company and let somebody trick you out of your position. Meaning that I don't want to bring you into my organization, and then all of a sudden you want to be voted the head director, chairman of directors board, and then have the position to fire the president. You see what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody for joining into the chat, man. Appreciate everybody for hitting that like button too, man. If you're new to my chat, or if you're new to this live, I don't go live a lot. I mainly do content videos, but I am gonna start. I've been saying it, but like I said, I've started right now. I've been thinking about it. Gotten all my podcast equipment and all of that stuff like that. So when I can take time out, getting my computer together so I can pull receipts at the same time that I have these conversations with you. Right now, I just had to speak on this before things got too out of hand and they say, well, you don't have nothing to say about this. Well, I did. And my opinion on it, we shouldn't look too deep into this. Keep in mind, y'all, this is sports. This is sports. This isn't politics. We're making this whole issue political. We don't need to do that. We do not need to do that. It's too dangerous right now. And we need to think about where are we on this balance scale? First off, where are we on the balancing scale? I can tell you right now, as us as a culture ain't winning. Sorry, we're not. Just my opinion. My opinion. Some of us in the culture are the ones who really kind of like sitting off in the shadows, really not being too much, seen, just doing what they can to make their money and going on about their business. It's not so much about the spotlight with them. And to me, it seems like it's just an attack on all of the black celebrities. Just don't want us to be in a position to where we like, what we gonna do about this? Meaning that, hey man, some things you kind of gotta leave alone because people will put you in predicaments that they want you to be the crash dummy. And I've been around people and I've had friends like that. They want. Let me give you an example. Let me give you a true story. I, Stuff since I've been living, things always been happening, bad things, right? But at one point in time, it was almost before C-19, and everybody was gonna be in the house and locked down. So one of my friends was like, "Hey man, we need to uh, get like the secret society, basically. You know what I'm saying? The Illuminati." And he was going on social media with this rant, and I just had to stop the brother. You know what I'm saying? Say, bro, for all the times you've known or any heard of any rumors about those secret societies, how do they move? They move pretty silent. And but by you trying to start something publicly about a organization that moves secret, you're already putting yourself at risk. And it's almost the case in point to what I'm talking about on this live. You know what I'm saying? It don't need to be no race cards or nothing like that because they're already looking at the so-called black excellence as some type of Black Panther type of movement. And once it gets like that, it's going to be hard for anybody because right now, anybody who's seeming or even bragging about having a little of this or having a little of that are being magnified. I've been put on the spotlight and been shown bad, that yeah, you ain't got it all. So basically all I'm saying is we need to stop hurting ourselves. Let's make better decisions. And that's all I gotta say for now, man. And I'm out. Oh, I can't end my live right now.